Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's April Mason here with a little inspiration for you. Even though it's a sad time, that's something that I think you should hear. So I'll give you a moment to come on in as I get on with my morning walk. I hope you had a great weekend. And I hope that you're living your best life. You're living on purpose every day because you never know when your last day will be. So live it as though it's the last. Okay, you guys are coming in. I don't want to stay long, so I want to just jump right into this. I titled this video, Angela Simmons, It Was Purpose. And the reason I titled it that, I don't know if you know, but word just got out that her son's father was murdered or killed. We don't know all the details, but it was here in Atlanta. And when I saw that, my heart went out to her because Angela gets such a bad rap online and in the how people talk to her in her comment sections. No, I don't know her. No, I've never met her. But I just hate to see how people talk so bad about her, especially when they found out she was pregnant and she had the baby. They just dogged her out. But I'm here to say, Angela, sweetheart, it was all purpose. And this is what I mean. Last year, my father died last year. Now, for those of you that know my story, you know that I dealt with 12 years of molestation from my father and stepfather. So my biological father, I didn't meet him until I was 16. And when that happened, I dealt with molestation on an even higher level with my biological father when I met him at 16, right? So all of these years from my younger years, my young adult years, my adult years, I had always wondered why. Why is it, go back this way, that in my family that I am the only one with a different father? Why was it that my mother and stepfather had children, they have 5 children together, and they were married, and my father was married and divorced, but he had 3 sons inside of wedlock? Why was it that I was born outside of wedlock? Why is it that I had to be different? And now my grandparents had 5 kids, and they have 30 some odd grandkids, but I was the only one with a doggone different daddy. Everybody else was born inside of wedlock, right? So that is something that bothered me for a long time, but I didn't know that it bothered me. And you might be dealing with the same thing or as well. You felt like, why did it have to be me? Why am I the only one that's different? Why am I different? Well, my father died last year. My brother on my father's side, a funny thing is, my oldest brother and I have the same birthday. And he's 60 and I'm 43. Well, he sent me an obituary. And I kind of read it. And last year, it was right before I went on tour last year, y'all. Right before I went on tour. And so he sent me that and I start reading it. You start reading it. If you listen, Yolanda, and be quiet, you'll find out. I'm going to get to that. You just hold on, young soul. So as I was reading it, I realized, wait a minute. There's some things in here that makes me understand why I was created. Now, although I have a different father than my siblings on both sides, as I read the obituary, it showed me something completely different. So all of the years I thought, when people were saying, oh, you were born out of wedlock, you were a bastard child, you were more of the hidden secret, because when I start finding out my other side of the family, it was like, wait a minute, everybody knew about you, but you were a secret. So as I'm reading his obituary, I got a better understanding. I said, God, why did I have to be different? Why did I have to not be born inside of wedlock? And this is what happened. This is what I got. They were not meant to be in your life like that forever. The people that I chose to birth you You needed the components of your mother and that particular father. I never said that they were going to be there in your life forever. I just needed what I put in them on each side to be put in you. So when I read my father's obituary, guess what I saw? He was in broadcasting. My father was on the radio. My father was in television. A lot of things that I didn't know. So I'm like, wait a second. As I read the obituary, I saw all up and through him of who I am. So what I mean by Angela, it was purposeful. Your child's father was chosen. He was chosen specifically to be the father of your child. Not because he was going to be here forever, but because of whatever components he has in him that goes with the components that you got in you, it's going to make an amazing human. It has made an amazing human being. So I was wondering, where did I get all these arts and crafty stuff? Like, y'all know I make my own little shea butters and all that kind of stuff. That comes from a mama side. But then I always struggle with, wait a minute, I am such a homebody. I am such a person that I'm more introverted than extroverted. How in the world do I end up on TV? How in the world do I end up on radio? How in the world do I end up with a social media following and I'm getting over upwards of 3 million views? How am I doing that like this? This was never my thing. Here's why. That word I got that day, it made me not necessarily forget about being molested by my father, but it made me thank God for choosing him, even though I went through all of that, because I would not be the woman that I am today. I would not be here before you. I would not be, you guys wouldn't be purchasing my books. You wouldn't be listening to anything that I have to say because of the components that I have. So this message isn't for Angela. It's for you too. If you felt like, why me? Why was I born outside of wedlock? Why do I feel like a bastard child? Why do I feel like I'm not wanted? Let me tell you something. You were birthed and placed here by assignment. Understand, everybody in your life is not meant to be there forever. They're not. So you're wondering why my dad left me, why my mama left me. That should be none of your concern. After I got this message, and I was 41 when I got the message. Okay? 41 when I got the message. We're looking at that obituary. I was supposed to be here. You are supposed to be here. What's deep about the message, Miss Yolanda? It's nothing deep about the message for you, because this message isn't for you. So you can go away now. Thank you very much. This message is for those that understand and that felt like and have been ostracized like Angela has. Because, who is she to have baby out of wedlock? When a lot of y'all watching was born out of wedlock. Okay? A lot of y'all was born out of wedlock. But then we go around with these issues of, we have relationship issues, we have trust issues, we have abandonment issues, because we think nobody wants us, not looking at it from a different perspective of, maybe they were only used to create me. Maybe they were not meant to be in my life full time. Maybe I was just their assignment, and once their assignment is complete, they're out of my life. Maybe, and I had to tell one of my clients this recently when I went home to California, and she was so angry with her ex for not being in the child's life. And I said, wait a minute, baby, why are you mad? Look at how amazing your children are. You just said he used to sell drugs, he got shot, he's now paralyzed. Would you really have wanted your children around that? She said, no. I said, but look at the components that they have that are of greatness from him and you. So who said that he was supposed to be in their life all the time? Or was it a concoction that the Lord done created to say, he got this, she got that, this person has an assignment on this earth, and they're going to need these two components in order to do what I've called them to do on this earth. So what I'm going to do is use these two individuals with these two set of traits to create you. One may not be here. The other may not even be here. But you're here because you have an assignment. Okay? So for those of you that might not get it and you're looking for some tea, that's normally it's the folks looking for some negative tea, you're on the wrong page for that. There's a message in everything. A message in everything. And that's something that I had to get over, y'all. Because I used to deal with abandonment and rejection issues so bad, and to where I would even sabotage relationships because I felt like, why did my father leave me? Why was I used? Why was I rejected? You know, why did I feel this way? Until I saw my father's obituary last year, and I saw everything that's in me in that obituary. Okay? So for those of you that, yeah, Angela should have chose better, go sit down somewhere. That baby was meant to be here by the two parents that baby has. Okay? That's why. Everybody's not going to be born in wedlock in the way that you think it's supposed to be done. Because guess what? If God did not want a human being to be here, even if you had sex 1,000,000 times, and you wouldn't get pregnant. So only the Creator can create a life. So that means to me that everybody that's on this planet that was created, regardless of the circumstances, is meant to be here. And the parents that they have gave them something on each side so that they could be the individual that they are today, so they can carry out their assignment in their life. Now, your job is to find out what your assignment is. Okay? Find out what your assignment is. You didn't have to deal with the abandonment and rejection and why my daddy ain't here, my mama didn't love me. You didn't deal with that for just randomly. What you went through, the abuse, was not random. And I know it didn't feel good. But I know, trust me, I done been there. Like I said, I dealt with the 12-year of the molestation. I dealt with rape. I've dealt with domestic violence. So I get it. But at the same time, every question that I had went away when I saw my father's obituary. And it was like I'm reading an image of who I am. My father ran for the mayor of Berkeley, California, because y'all know that's where I'm from. You know, my father was in politics. My father was a person that served the people. My mom said when I met him, he was serving people. My grandparents loved my father. You know, he was always doing and always giving. He was always in the community. That's me. So although he did something hideous to me, in that same instance, I saw me and why I'm here and why I am the way that I am. So don't look at it as a loss at all. That baby was meant to be here. Stay off that girl's social media page, dogging her out. Yeah, because I was reading, yeah, she should have that's what you get for messing with old thug dudes. No. That baby was meant to be here. Okay? Now his father, sadly, is no longer here. But guess what? That baby will carry the components of his father. And with Angela and her family, loving family that she has, cultivating that baby, and you all know she's going to be married, and she's going to have an amazing man that's going to step in and be father to that child. That baby is going to go on and be something great. You know? This is why you got to get out of the mindset of believing what you're just taught versus having a mind of your own. Yep, but she should have had the baby. She was married and she was a virgin. So what? The baby was meant to be here. The moment she laid down with that man, the Creator knew it's time. You got to understand that. But some of y'all are so freaking self-righteous that you think you do everything right. But look at your life. Your life is a result of your bad mistakes. If you broke, busted, and disgusted, it all has to do with your bad choices and mistakes. But see, what we do is we demonize. We'll have a more of a moral compass on some things than the others. You know, and you in the same position. You in the same position, but just because you didn't do that particular thing, it doesn't mean that you ain't got some jacked up stuff going on. So God is the only one that could create a life. How the life gets here That's a different story. But it doesn't demean the life. It doesn't. So keep her in your prayers. And I just want to talk about this real quick because I get so tired of people really judging her and taking shots at her all through the media. And she keeps it going and stands up like a trooper. You know, and I'm like, wow. And just to read what people were writing, that's what you get for picking a thug, dude. No. How many of us have dated a thug in our past, but when we met him, he ain't show none of that. Y'all got to stop acting as though people don't make mistakes, or that it might not have even been a mistake. Maybe that's what the crap she wanted. And maybe what you consider a thug, she didn't consider a thug. Maybe he has some redemptive qualities that you don't know. But at the end of the day, that baby is here. And so this message is for any of you who feel like you were placed here to be abandoned, rejected, and unloved. The fact that the Creator saw fit to bring you into this earth lets you know just how loved you are. Now, here's the thing. You might not be loved by who you want to be loved from, especially when it comes to family. But guess what, baby? There's a difference between relatives and family. I'm sure you have some people in your life that are not blood to you, that are more like family than the relatives. And you have to be okay with that. Okay? You have to be okay with that. I know I see the views going down. I know y'all was looking for some tea. I'm glad y'all leaving because this is a rough. Y'all looking for tea, y'all need to go to them other blogs. This is not what Miss Mason does over here. We don't need you over here. What this got to do with Angela? Everything. But wise people understand that. It's those that are looking for tea and drama. That's probably why your life is jacked up at the end of the day. But listen, take heed. Once again, this is not just for Miss Angela. This is for everybody who's ever felt rejected and abandoned, felt unnurtured by your mother, felt left by your father. Maybe they just weren't supposed to be there the entire time. Okay? Maybe the only purpose that they had was for you. Okay? It was for you. Now think about how special you are. So yes, on one end there may be a little pain. I get it. But on the other side, look at who you've become. And look, now that you've heard this message, look at who you're getting ready to become. Because I just set some of y'all free this here morning. Okay? I just set some of y'all free this morning. Because you've been walking around not living your purpose. You've been walking around sabotaging relationships. You've been walking around with low self-esteem and no confidence. You've been walking around holding yourself to, I'm not wanted. Okay? And that's not the truth. You were wanted. That's why you're here. They just not have been meant to be in your life for the rest of your life. But baby, whatever it was that the Creator saw fit that they carried, He knew you would need it for your assignment, for your journey. Okay? Love y'all. Have a great day. You are not alone. You're not abandoned. You are an amazing person. You have purpose. Now go out there and live it. Bye-bye.